Make America great again.
As a country, we become more and more polarized by the minute.
News outlets are on a 24/7 cycle, only pumping out stories looking for the outrage.
We keep increasing the divide without making a change.
Living in a climate where every statement we make is political, our voices seem to be overpowering. But there's a difference between posting on Instagram and driving to the polls to vote.
What really comes from all this virtue signaling if that's all we do?
Where is the change from all our activism?
Slacktivism. Noun. The practice of supporting a political or social cause by means such as social media or online petitions characterized as involving very little effort or commitment.
Generation Z is just starting to reach voting age, and our voice will be felt in the 2020 election, where we are projected to be 10% of voters. But will we use our power?
2020 election, the issues that I would want to be covered would be climate change,
abortion rights, making sure that minorities feel included in all aspects of our country,
equal pay,
border protection,
care about immigration a lot,
healthcare,
gun safety, social justice,
economy.
I get my news from Twitter,
social media sometimes,
Fox,
CNN,
NBC,
60 Minutes.
I do not have the same political beliefs as my parents.
So my parents are mostly conservative. Me and my sister don't really share the exact same ideals. My dad, because the political situations are like so intense, he just has like skewed away from it. He has this quote he always says, "I vote for everyone by not voting at all." I don't agree with him in the sense that I think he should vote. He doesn't share his political views with me, mostly because he wants me to have my own. I don't really identify with him, I guess, in his political sense. I would not consider myself very politically active because I feel like I don't have enough knowledge.
I unfortunately cannot vote because I'm not a US citizen. I do not consider myself politically active because I can't vote, but at the same time I do consider myself politically active because I'm very aware of what's going on.
For me, I'm almost starting to think that it's too late to do anything for the planet, so I have very little motivation around that. But I think if we can actually get some strong, powerful world leaders involved, we might actually have a chance.
I guess I would just say that everybody needs to get out there and vote because your voice matters.
I think it's important that everyone's educated on the candidates and they're not voting just blindly based on other people's opinions. For the upcoming election, I think people should vote because yes, there's a lot of tension, but just not doing anything isn't gonna it's not gonna help. I don't know, my parents are gonna watch this and I'm like, I don't want to say I don't like Trump, but
I think a lot of focus has been on the older generation, which I think is totally valid, it's fine, but I think we need to consider kids and teenagers who are growing up now, what they would want.
I'm not planning on voting in the 2020 election. I'll be 17 when the election comes around.
I am voting in the 2020 election because I think that if we're given the option to use our voice and be represented, then we should take that chance, and there's no point in not voting.
So I won't be able to vote in the 2020 election, but when I can, I'm definitely going to vote.
I am planning on voting in the 2020 election.
I think a lot of what happened in the last election, as we've heard, is that people, of course, didn't really did not completely agree with either one of the candidates, so their solution was to not vote at all or vote for an independent candidate that they knew wouldn't win, and I think we've seen how that turned out.
There are so many countries around the world who don't have the luxury of being able to vote. We may be living in one of the most divided times in American politics, but we have a unique opportunity to change this country for the better. As we get older, we forget the power in our vote because we're so caught up in our day-to-day lives. But we are a new generation of voters. We understand that politics affects all of us, and that when we vote, we're voting for our lives and for the sake of this country. It is our civic duty to use that power in our vote to push the country forward so that it works for us and our generation, and not those that have come before us. It doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Socialist, Libertarian, or anything else in between. As Generation Z, we need to be united and vote for what we believe is best for our country. For the power of youth is the commonwealth for the entire world. The faces of young people are the faces of our past, our present, and our future. No segment in society can match with the power, idealism, enthusiasm, and courage of young people. We have incredible power, and we plan to use it.